The committee's study of the Central Intelligence Agency's Detention and Interrogation Program is a report compiled by the bipartisan United States Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, also known as SSCI, about the Central Intelligence Agency's Detention and Interrogation Program and its use of torture during interrogation in U.S. government bulletins on detainees in CIA custody. More than 6,700-page report, including 38,000 footnotes, details the history of the CIA's detention and interrogation program and the committee's 20 findings and conclusions. On December 9th, 2014, the SSCI released a 525-page portion that consisted of key findings and an executive summary of the full report. It took more than 5 years to complete. The full unredacted report remains classified. Today's summary. CIA representatives about the effectiveness of its enhanced interrogation techniques against specific CIA detainees. While the CIA made numerous general representations about the effectiveness of its enhanced interrogation techniques, CIA representations on specific detainees focused almost exclusively on two CIA detainees, Abu Zubaydah, detained on March 28, 2002, and Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, detained on March 1, 2003. Abu Zubaydah. As described in greater detail in the full committee study, the CIA provided significant information to policymakers and the Department of Justice on the CIA's decision to use the newly developed CIA enhanced interrogation techniques on Abu Zubaydah and the effects of doing so. These representations were provided by the CIA to the CIA's Office of the Inspector General, the White House, the Department of Justice, Congress, and the American public. Representations include that, 1. Abu Zubaydah told the CIA he believed the general U.S. population was weak, lacked resilience, and would be unable to do what was necessary. 2. Abu Zubaydah stopped cooperating with U.S. government personnel using traditional interrogation techniques. 3. Abu Zubaydah's interrogation team believed the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation technique would result in critical information on terrorist operatives and plotting. And 4. The use of CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques on Abu Zubaydah was effective in eliciting criminal intelligence from Abu Zubaydah. These representations are not supported by internal CIA records. The CIA representation that Abu Zubaydah expressed his belief that the general U.S. population was weak, lacked resilience, would be unable to do what was necessary to prevent the terrorists from succeeding in their goals is not supported by the CIA records. On August 30th, 2006, a CIA officer from the CIA's Al-Qaeda Plans and Organization Group wrote, "We have no records that he declared that America was weak and lacking in resilience, and that our society did not have the will to do what was necessary to prevent the terrorists from succeeding in their goals." In a CIA same-time communication that day, a CIA Alex Station officer wrote, "I could find no reference to Abu Zubaydah being defiant and declaring America weak. In fact, everything I have read indicated he used a non-defiant resistance strategy." In response, the chief of the redaction, Department of Counterterrorism, wrote, "I've certainly heard that said of Abu Zubaydah for years, but don't know why." The CIA Alex Station officer replied, "Probably a combo of Deputy Chief of Alex Station blank and blank. I'll leave it at that." The chief of the redaction department completed the exchange, writing, "Yes, believe so and agree. We shall pass over in silence." The representation that Abu Zubaydah stopped cooperating with debriefers using traditional interrogation techniques is also not supported by CIA records. In early June 2002, Abu Zubaydah's interrogators recommended that Abu Zubaydah spend several weeks in isolation while the interrogation team members traveled as a means of keeping Abu Zubaydah off balance and to allow the team needed time off for a break and to attend to personal matters, as well as to discuss the endgame for Abu Zubaydah. Redaction with officers from CIA quarters. As a result, Abu Zubaydah spent much of June 2002 and all of July 2002, 47 days in total, in isolation. The CIA officers next interrogated Abu Zubaydah. They immediately used the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, including the waterboard. Prior to the isolation period, Abu Zubaydah provided information on al-Qaeda activities, plans, capabilities, and relationships, in addition to information on its leadership structure, including personalities, decision-making processes, training, and tactics. Abu Zubaydah provided the same type of information prior to, during, and after the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques. Abu Zubaydah's inability to provide information on the next attack in the United States and operatives in the United States provided the basis for CIA representations that Abu Zubaydah was uncooperative, as well as the CIA's determination that Abu Zubaydah required the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques to become compliant and reveal the information that CIA headquarters believed he was withholding. The CIA further stated that Abu Zubaydah could stop the application of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, like the waterboard, by providing the names of operatives in the United States or information to stop the next attack. At no point during or after the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques did Abu Zubaydah provide this type of information. The CIA representation that Abu Zubaydah's interrogation team believed the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques would result in new information on operatives in the United States and terrorist plotting is also incongruent with CIA records. While Abu Zubaydah was in isolation in July of 2002, CIA headquarters informed the Department of Justice and White House officials that Abu Zubaydah's interrogation team believed Abu Zubaydah passed information on terrorist threats to and al-Qaeda operatives in the United States. The CIA officials further represented that the interrogation team had concluded that the use of the more aggressive methods is required to persuade Abu Zubaydah to provide the critical information needed to safeguard the lives of innumerable innocent men, women, and children within the United States and abroad, and warned countless more Americans may die unless we could persuade Abu Zubaydah to tell us what he knows. However, according to CIA cables, the interrogation team at the detention site had not determined that the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques were required for Abu Zubaydah to provide such threat information. Rather, the interrogation team wrote, "Our assumption is the objective of this operation is to achieve a high degree of confidence that Abu Zubaydah is not holding back actionable information concerning threats to the United States beyond that which Abu Zubaydah has already provided. The CIA representation that the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques on Abu Zubaydah was effective in producing critical threat information on terrorists and terrorist plotting against the United States is also not supported by CIA records. Abu Zubaydah did not provide the information for which the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques were justified and approved. Information on the next attack and operatives in the United States. According to CIA records, Abu Zubaydah provided information on al-Qaeda activities, plans, capabilities, and relationships, in addition to information including structure, personalities, decision-making processes, training, and tactics. Further, a quantitative review of Abu Zubaydah's intelligence reported indicates that more intelligence reports were disseminated from Abu Zubaydah's first 2 months of interrogation before the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, and when FBI special agents were directly participating, than were derived during the next 2-month phase of interrogations, which included the nonstop use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques 24 hours a day for 17 days. Nonetheless, on August 30th, 2002, the CIA informed the National Security Council that the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques were effective in producing meaningful results. Shortly thereafter, however, in October of 2002, CIA records indicate that President Bush was informed in a presidential daily brief that Abu Zubaydah resisting providing useful information until becoming more cooperative in early August, probably in the hope of improving his living conditions. The presidential daily brief made no reference to the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques. Subsequently, the CIA represented to other senior policymakers and the Department of Justice that the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques were successfully used to elicit critical information from Abu Zubaydah. For example, in a March 2nd, 2005 CIA memorandum to the Department of Justice, the CIA represented that information obtained from Abu Zubaydah on the dirty bomb plot and Jose Padilla was acquired only after applying enhanced interrogation techniques. This CIA representation was repeated in numerous CIA communications with policymakers and the Department of Justice. The information provided by the CIA was inaccurate. On the evening of April 3rd, 2002, prior to the use of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques, Abu Zubaydah provided this information to FBI officers who were using report building interrogation techniques.